Believe me.
All right.
I'll start it off. 891-1330 is the number to call this morning. Not morning, but Monday. Only one pitcher has retired more than 27 consecutive batters in a single game. Who was he? Only one pitcher has retired more than 27 consecutive batters in a single game. Who was he? 891-1330.
Oh, okay, let's see. The PGA Golf, Dave Stockton, as of 4:30 p.m., he led by 2 strokes over Don January. Stockton 1 under par through 65 holes, with January at 1 over through 66. McGee, Lou Graham, Charles Cootie, Dr. Gil Morgan, and Jerry Pate were all at 2 over par, and Pate has just 1 hole to go. Jack Nicklaus, meanwhile, was up to 3 over par through 66 holes. And if you remember last week, we talked about the Iraqi schoolboy wrestler who disappeared. Has just 1 hole to go. Jack Nicklaus, meanwhile, was up to 3 over par through 66 holes. And if you remember last week, we talked about the Iraqi schoolboy wrestler who disappeared after a competition in Minneapolis. Well, he's turned himself into police in that city. Authorities revealed today that 15-year-old Abdel Taha Alwan turned himself into police on Saturday. They say he's been turned over to responsible adults, and the United States State Department and immigration officials have been notified of his whereabouts. Friends of the youth had said he told them he wanted to remain in the United States. And, Darrell, you have a report on a football game that was played in, of all places, this morning in Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah, a 60-yard touchdown pass and a late 20-yard field goal boosted the St. Louis Cardinals to a 20-10 victory over the San Diego Chargers.
Today, that game was played where?
In Tokyo, Japan.
Tokyo Sweet.
Yeah. It was the first National League game, by the way, ever to be played outside of North America. And there were about 38,000 screaming people that paid a lot of yen. That's a they paid a lot of yen, and they got more for their money than they did the Muhammad Ali and Antonio Inoki.
Did they play on grass?
They didn't say. I would imagine that they played on natural turf. Playing on grass could tend to make the game a little bit higher than it normally would be. Hello, you're on the radio.
Darryl?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, Chris, Jim, how are you?
How you doing?
All right, I just want to take a whack at the question.
Okay, whack on.
All right, just a hunch. Harvey Haddix?
You went out and bought that book, right?
What book?
The book that I'm reading out of.
Of course I didn't. I don't need to do that. You need to do that.
Oh, I need to do that?
Yeah.
Well, then I should say you're wrong, then.
I'm wrong?
No, you're not wrong, but I should say it anyway.
Oh, okay, but I'm right. Am I right?
You're wrong.
Okay, then.
You're right that you are right. Got you confused now?
I certainly am.
No, Harvey Haddix was the answer. How many did he retire in a row?
I don't know. The only reason I took a shot at that is because I know he lost that game that he retired all those batters in. I think he lost something like 1-0 in 12 innings, something like that.
No, he pitched a no-hitter and he lost in the 13th inning on a just titanic smash by Joe Adcock that carried clear over the right field and out of the stadium.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
How far does the average male move in an hour?
How far?
Yeah.
How far does he move?
Yeah. That's
Doing
not
what?
a sports question. That's just one of those trivia questions.
Doing what?
No, that...
Doing anything?
You name it.
How far does he move in the course of an hour?
In the course of an hour. That's going to be our second question for tonight.
That's a tremendous question.
I know it is.
But by the way, Darryl, what's the prize for that?
Pardon?
What's the prize for that?
You won enough of them, you know it, $2 bill.
Okay, pal. That's very good. By the way, I was
you
very
got
unhappy.
one more chance tonight, too, and that's it.
Pardon me?
I said you got one more chance, and that's it.
All right, I was very unhappy with the Patriots' performance last night, by the way.
Why were you unhappy with the Patriots' performance last night?
Why was I unhappy?
Yes, sir.
Well, because I'll need a few more of those $2 bills to make up for it.
Well, you're not the only
Did you
one.
bet on the game?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's your fault.
Well, I know it.
The game is competition that should be enjoyed, not to be wagered on.
The thing was, I know it. I get it. The thing was, Fairbanks is all out to win an exhibition game against the hapless Green Bay Packers without a quarterback, and they still couldn't beat them.
Well, I saw the game up through the third quarter, and the score could have been a lot worse than it was because Green Bay was taking it to the Patriots last night. You know, they fumbled twice on their own not on the Patriots' 9-yard line, which cut out a field goal or a touchdown chance. They came back and had one touchdown. That was a great catch by Willard Harrell in the end zone, and they called it incomplete out of the end zone, and that's very shaky. So the score could have been a lot worse.
When they came to within 16-14 at halftime, I thought they were going to overtake them in the second half.
But there were two gentlemen for the Patriots last night that looked excellent. Julius Adams on defense, not to leave out the rest of the defense. And did you see the catches that Randy Vitaha made?
Right. Yeah.
And they're talking about getting rid of them.
Out of sight catches.
They were really tremendous catches.
You also have to say something good about Sam Cunningham.
Yeah, Cunningham was outstanding also.
I give credit to the offensive line because they were blowing the Packers out of there. So, yeah, Cunningham played well, but the offensive line played better.
Francis was okay also.
I'll say this one thing to you, caller. It's a good thing you didn't bet on the Red Sox last night. That was a rather stirring performance by the locals.
Yes, I know it, but that was a pretty good result. But the thing was, the Fairbanks and his team all out to win, and they couldn't even point up on the board in the second half. And besides, Green Bay's offense, which is non-existent, was running all over them in the first half, and they scored 16 points.
Did you see the article in the Globe today about Chuck Fairbanks?
The one that Tim Fox was talking about?
No, that was by... no, the other one written by Will McDonough.
No, I don't think
the fact that he's going to be out there at 6 o'clock in the morning going through films, right?
All right.
Very dissatisfied with his team's performance, and again, you're playing a mediocre team. What's going to happen when he plays with the Iron Men from Pittsburgh?
That's right. They played 3 mediocre teams.
That's right.
And have been very subpar in all performances.
You're a Giants fan?
No.
Well, that's a shame because the Giants, after 48 hours rest, went to Houston and beat Houston 30-14. So I'd imagine we'd be hearing from some of those fair weather people.
But the Jets weren't as lucky after their 48-hour rest.
No, they only had 36 hours, and they got bombed out of there 41 to something, but they
17.
played a better team.
How about Zimmer going completely out of his mind after losing yesterday's game? I don't blame him. But
Zimmer was out of his mind when he accepted the job. so he was just a couple of weeks late. I'm not surprised that Zimmer went completely out of his mind because he had to have been a little loose upstairs to accept that job.
Well, that's all right, but I can understand him going a little bananas after blowing that 6-0 lead yesterday.
All right, well, you stay on the line. Congratulations, you won again. We're going to cut you short pretty soon. Thanks for your call, all right? All righty.
Bye.
This is your Sports IQ. Jim Nance is back. Chris Haynes is sitting in. Darrell Johnson's here. Our executive producer, Lynn Sharmley. And our audience, as always, in the studio. We'll be right back.
Great dining can be found at reasonable prices at the Loft Restaurant, where every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evening, the Loft features its Dinner for Two special. Start your meal with a crock of French onion soup, hot breads, and a fresh salad. For entrees, choose from such items as steak teriyaki, broiled scrod, and veal cordon bleu. All this served with potato and vegetable, and a delicious dessert ending with chocolate mousse. The entire Dinner for Two is served for only $9.95. Enjoy the garden atmosphere and the great food of the Loft. 2 complete dinners for $9.95. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night at the Loft Restaurant, 144 Moody Street, Waltham.
Sam's Outlet, located at 487 Moody Street, Waltham, and 107 East Berkeley Street, Boston, is a unique shopping experience. Sam's is a very different Army and Navy store. Sam's Outlet carries the finest and pre-washed garments, such as landlubber halter jumpsuits, short-sleeve jumpsuits, and a tremendous variety of stylish jeans. Also, Sam's has the landlubber dress coat, both long and short-sleeved. Sam's Outlet carries a huge inventory of Wrangler products, such as jackets, flares, straights, lightweights, heavyweights, in both pre-washed and regular denim. Just arrived for immediate selling are Wrangler flared corduroys in many colors at only $10.99. For the sportsmen, Sam's has camping equipment, such as Eastern backpacks, sleeping bags, Converse sneakers, and the internationally famous Spec track, tennis, and basketball sneakers. Sam's Outlet has clothes for the hard hat, too, specializing in brand names like Carhartt and Carter's. The feature of the week is a 100% polyester double-knit tennis jacket for only $5 if you mention Jim or Darrell's name. It's a $15 value for only $5, but you must say the secret words, Jim or Darrell. When on Moody Street, visit Sam's Outlet and meet Ron the Rascal, Dynamite Dawn, and Jovial George. Remember, Sam's Outlet, an Army and Navy boutique.
And now a message from Nautilus in Newton. Wouldn't you like to increase your athletic ability and at the same time enhance your physical appearance? Do it quickly and efficiently with Nautilus equipment. Nautilus training takes just 30 to 40 minutes a workout and increases strength, flexibility, and cardiovascular endurance. Nautilus uses full-range rotary motion with variable resistance to build your natural strength curves, and these gains are easily applied to any athletic activity. Nautilus has an intense summer program for serious athletes now underway. Come down and give Nautilus a try. You receive a free trial workout that will make you a believer in the Nautilus way to better physical fitness. That's Nautilus in Newton, 160 Charlemont Street, near Route 9 and just off Route 128. At exit 56E, Needham Street. The phone number is 965-0380. Call for more information.
All I have to say is it's good to be back, man. From, back in Indiana, Pennsylvania, they still say peel out and straight leg pants never went out of style, and still American graffiti is still in, man.
In other words, I'd be big down there. Is that
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you'd be a superstar. You'd be right on time. But, Jim, while you were away, we had a very interesting question, talking about your mail question. There are 3 men on base. The guy steps up, and he hits the ball. Had 3 RBIs and was not accredited with a hit. How did he do that? But we have a phone call right now. 891-1330. You on the radio?
How are you, Daryl?
I am fine today. Yourself?
Very good.
That's nice to hear.
Is it Harry Haddock's the question? The answer.
Yeah, but you're a bit late for someone answered it before you.
Bit late?
Yes.
I thought it was the first one on.
No, you were not. You were the second one on.
Second one on.
And we were talking to that gentleman earlier. Now, if you'd like to give us another answer, we'll see if we can't find a question that matches it.
Another answer?
Yeah, give us another answer. We'll find a question for you.
So,
They'll
win.
They'll win. The worst defensive end. I don't know. Tell me. I'm not going to talk about Mel. What did you think of the Patriots game?
Pardon?
What did you think of the Patriots game?
I didn't think too much of the whole performance.
Why is that?
Well, when you start talking about Carlos who as quarterback?
Carlos Brown. He's from the University of Pacific. He's 2 years in the league, and he was a no-name at the University of Pacific, and he has the same name going for him now in the National Football League.
Okay, and they rack up 357 yards.
Is that all they got credit for?
357 yards.
That's a pretty good offensive day.
Yeah, and scored 14 points.
16.
You talking about the Patriots?
No, the Patriots had 357
Right.
yards.
Okay, and they scored 14 points.
14 points. That's not very productive, is it?
Well, they went up and down the football field twice and a half. So, yeah, they should have had 17 points because the football field's 100 yards. Oh, they went up 3 times. They missed a touchdown somewhere.
Yeah. No, I didn't watch it. It was too late on. I was flicking it back and forth.
Oh, why didn't you go out to the game?
Why didn't I go out to the game?
Yes, sir.
Not for $10. No, sir.
Well, they had little kids selling tickets for 50 cents out
No.
front.
No, not for $10.
Not for $10?
No.
Then you must be a Giants fan.
No, I'm a Red Sox fan. For $5, you can sit in the box seats, right?
Yeah, so you're a loser, in other words.
I'm a loser.
Yeah, you're a Red Sox
the Patriots
fan.
haven't showed me anything.
Well, the Red Sox haven't showed me anything.
Oh, I'm a Celtics fan then.
Okay.
Hey, when's the
Make yourself a winner, right?
I was a Bruins fan 5 years ago.
Well, that's good.
Good reading. Is
Are you a Jimmy Carter fan?
Jimmy Carter?
No.
I'll tell you November 14th.
Yeah, all right, no fearless prediction from you then.
Listen, good reading in this week's Phoenix.
What's that?
By Tom Sheehan.
Uh-huh.
The Red Sox racist.
The Red Sox what?
The Red Sox racist.
Are they racist?
Yeah.
You mean do they run in the 100-yard dash or the 220 or the mile?
Not
No,
racing,
sprint.
racist.
Oh, racist.
Racist.
Prejudice, you mean?
Prejudice. Very good story. Very good story. Very good.
Only the Red Sox could answer that question.
Well, no, I think that he answered it pretty well.
How did he answer it?
When there's some facts here that just how white are the Sox. The 21st team out of 24 teams as far as having the ratio of black or Latin American or non-whites on the team. And there's only 3 teams that have less than they do. That's Montreal Expos, New York Mets, and Detroit Tigers.
It's funny, caller, that they bring up an article like this while the Red Sox are in the throes of what is a bad season, but I didn't hear very much of this last year when the Red Sox were going on to win the American League pennant. I really don't think...
I heard it last year also.
I don't think it's a factor.
You don't?
Could be.
I mean, you know what they used to say when I was in the Army? They used to say there's only one color in this man's army, and that is O.D. green. And I feel, the Red Sox might have been late in developing talent such as blacks and Latin.
I don't mean to strike up any controversy. Read the article.
You already have. You mean you didn't mean to?
No, you read the article.
Caller, I have a difficulty reading since I went to Boston University, so I'm having a very good difficulty.
I went to BC, so I have a hedge on you.
Well, I'd like to ask you a question then.
Sure.
Do you think the Red Sox are racist?
Do I?
Yes.
Well, it's the interpretation of race. I think they're kind of antiquated in their thinking.
Integrated in their thinking.
Antiquated in their thinking.
Oh, antiquated.
A little behind times in their thinking.
Why is that?
Well, as far as development of, say, Cubans, when Cuba was free, as far as going on to Latin America and signing those ball players, I think they've always been like 3-4 years 5 years, a decade behind with say the Pittsburgh Pirates or the San Francisco Giants or some of these Cincinnati Reds or some of these other teams that have been quite progressive.
Well, when you think about it, Carl, you can say that for the entire American League.
Well,
although the Red Sox have been slow amongst the American League, but the American League itself was rather slow.
Ball players out of Taiwan, I think the Red Sox should be 5, 6, 8 years behind times before they get themselves over there and express an interest in them.
You really believe that?
Oh, sure. I think they're really the arch conservatives of the league. And this goes along with the New York Mets, and the fellow who controlled the New York Mets farm system was that Johnny Murphy, who was at the Red Sox farm system for years.
Yeah?
I just want you to read the article and determine it yourself, and I think it's just good reading, that's all.
Before you get off, did you read the article that Larry Whiteside wrote about 6 weeks ago?
Yes, I did. I called you fellas on that.
Oh, was that similar to the article in the Phoenix?
Yeah, except this zeroed in on the Red Sox, as an individual team, and the article by Larry Whiteside was talking about the American League versus the National League.
Well, tell me this. Have there been any articles written on the Patriots?
On the Patriots?
Right.
About the Patriots?
Right. Following the same lines.
No.
Do you think there might be?
There might be or should be.
Either might or in your opinion should be.
Well, I can't tell about the internal structure of the Patriots. I don't like to heads and say, geez, there's five
blacks and
five
whites,
five whites on the offensive line or what have you. It never posed a problem. I mean, it never seemed to surface. Now there might be a color structure there.
How many black people are there in management with the Patriots organization?
Only one that I knew of which was Rami Lau.
No, I mean now, not then. Now.
Big goose egg.
None. That's right. Yeah,
how many with the Red Sox?
On the Red Sox?
Right.
I don't think there is any since
All right, so then if we're going to talk about teams and their racial policies, then we can't just pick on the Red Sox. We're going to have to tie in professional teams that fit the same bag. We know that the Celtics aren't, and we can't afford to play hockey, so it's no sense jumping on the hockey players. So, as far as the Red Sox are concerned, I think they might be finding an excuse for them losing. I don't really believe that the Red Sox...
No, this is not interpretive of them losing, because, in fact, they also pointed out that since the free agent draft in 1965, they've had one of the better won-loss percentages.
Uh-huh.
So, this is not a down the Red Sox. This is an aftermath of a Tom Yawkey, saying now he's gone and now Dow Johnson's gone and Don Zimmer's there and someone else will be running the team. Will their system be a little different? In the top 3 farm systems, there's only like 4 ball players that are non-white in say Pawtucket and the 3 top farm systems.
Right. Well, I think it's very unfair to bring the racial policies into pro sports. You got it in the streets enough. Keep it out there. And as far as the Red Sox are concerned, or the Patriots or whatever, they run their organization like a business. Let them do their thing, and when there's enough complaints that's founded, then we'll complain about it. But right now, I don't really think there's reason to complain about the Red Sox or the Patriots, even though there is a number 0 there in management.
I just want to ask you one question before we cut off. What article was that? What day was that article written in the Phoenix paper?
And the one that hit the street today, I guess.
Oh, today's paper?
Yeah, I just found an interesting reading. I'm not.
Well, I'll read the article. I will read the article.
Yeah, that's all I want to bring to your attention because a couple weeks ago, Jim brought in Larry Whiteside's column to my attention. So.
Right. Okay. Well,
you got another question?
We'll ask a question later. Keep listening. All right.
Well, how can I get back on then?
Well,
call 891-1330.
I got a question for you. How far does the average male walk in 1 hour?
In 1 hour?
Yeah.
How far does he walk?
Yeah, think about it and call us back.
I thought it was sports IQ.
Well, it is, but it's a little different. This is a little trivia. I found that question on my way to Pennsylvania.
All right, you sound like interesting. I'll ask you another question then, all right? Old-time football, you know how they had the old bladder and the pigskin on the outside of it? The guy kicks a field goal, the bladder goes across the uprights, and the skin stays on the field. Is that 3 points?
No.
How do you know? I'm not going to tell you whether you're right or wrong.
You figure that one out,
You figure
mister.
that one out, all right?
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for your call. That's right. The bladder went through the uprights. How did the referee call that? 891-1330. We'll be right back.
We'd like like you to know that every night Magoo's Saloon, 1391 Washington Street, Route 16, West Newton Square, shows first-rate, full-length motion pictures, and there's no admission charge. Why pay from $2 to $4 to sit in one seat quietly all night when you can go to Magoo's Saloon and watch a great flick while you have a drink or something to eat, talk with your friends, or even have a cigarette if you like, plus free hot popcorn when you purchase a pitcher of beer during the movie. So stop in and pick up a movie schedule or call Magoo's Saloon at 527-9553. That's Magoo's Saloon, 1391 Washington Street, Route 16, in West Newton Square. You can also catch all the televised sports events on Magoo's giant screen television.
Arthur Blair Associates is one of Boston's most prestigious secretarial placement agencies, specializing in banking, investment, publishing, legal, and media services. And we have a problem. We have too many positions and not enough qualified applicants. Salaries range from $150 to $245 a week, covering metropolitan Boston and a 25-mile radius. Please call 723-8130 or drop in at 19 Congress Street, Boston. That's Arthur Blair Associates, 19 Congress Street, Boston. The number to call again is 723-8130. Ask for Tom Fenney.
Are you still looking for that retail store that treats you as a person and not a number? Well, look no longer. Auburndale Sports Shop has always taken pride in personally serving their customers. Their aim is to see that you are not only satisfied with their product, but happy with their service. For the summer, Auburndale Sports has a large selection of tennis rackets and equipment. They also offer racket restringing and regripping. They carry most major lines of baseball and softball equipment and can replace and repair that old equipment you thought was useless, including bat regripping. For the fall season, Auburndale Sports can outfit you or your team for hockey, basketball, or football. They also sharpen skates while you wait, and they will take your old skates and trade towards the purchase of new ones. So for any sport, any time of the year, come to Auburndale Sports Shop, 419 Lexington Street, Auburndale, for the equipment you need and the service you've always wanted. Call 965-3356. We're not far from the Marriott.
This is your Sports IQ, WHET, 1330 on your AM dial. The number to call, 891-1330.
Chris, I have a question, I want to throw out there again.
Go right ahead,
legitimate
Doc.
question this time. Nothing about the males and the footballs. What Cleveland Indian in 1968 was the last outfielder to complete 2 unassisted double plays in one season? That's in 1968, a Cleveland Indian outfielder, 2 unassisted plays in one season, 891-1330.
Well, Minnesota North Stars forward Bill Goldsworthy has been charged with drunk driving and disorderly conduct. Authorities said Goldsworthy was arrested last night by police in Lake Minnetonka, a Minneapolis suburb. Incidentally, Hiawatha hailed from that very suburb, for those of you trivia fans.
Recently?
And they said the 31-year-old Goldsworthy was alone in his car at the time, and that sounds just like Bill Goldsworthy, incidentally. Down in Cranston, Rhode Island, Jim Frazier of Spokane, Washington, led the $60,000 New England Open bowling tournament after 4 rounds yesterday, with total pinfall of 6,282. He was followed by Johnny Petraglia of Staten Island, New York, with 6,260, and Dave Sutar of Kansas City, Missouri, with 6,182. The top 5 after today's competition will advance to tomorrow's finals. The winner will take home $6,000. So the pro bowling has hit the New England area in Cranston, Rhode Island.
Tommy Leonard, bartender at Elliott Street Lounge in Boston, a few years ago started this Falmouth road race, and there were 2,090 entrants Sunday in the Falmouth road race, 7-mile road race, and it was won by defending champion Frank Shorter, and he ran it in 33 minutes and 13 seconds. And in second place was Bill Rogers of the Greater Boston Track Club, who I don't really know where Bill came in the Olympics in the marathon, but
came in 40th, I believe.
40th? Well, that's probably why I didn't know. I cut it off after the first 3 guys came in. But Bill came in second, about 110 yards behind him in 33 minutes and 36 seconds. And the first female finisher was Joan Benoit of Cape Elizabeth, Maine, and she ran it in 43 minutes and 8 seconds, which means that she would have beaten all of us, even if we would have ran a relay.
However, for the male chauvinists in the audience, and for those who would like to be put down women's liberation, I can only say that noticing the results of that race was that the first 50 male finishers finished ahead of the top female finisher. So you can make what you want out of that statistic.
The first
50 males all came in ahead of the young lady from Maine.
Also, Bill Rogers broke his old record by 11 seconds, and he was sitting around an hour before the last people finished.
That's not bad to sit around for an hour while you watch everybody else suffer. In football over the weekend, we'll read some Saturday results. I'm quite sure most of you are familiar with it. But the Los Angeles Rams had a tough time getting by the expansion Seattle Seahawks, and they won 16-13. Now, here is a shocker for all of you that might wager on football games. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat Atlanta 17-3, and the Patriots venture down to Atlanta land Friday night to hopefully win an exhibition game. But I wouldn't be surprised that Atlanta might have been easing up, waiting for the Patriots, figuring they have at least one soft game in the exhibition schedule. There are only 11,000 people down there in Tampa to see that game, by the way, so they must be hurting in tickets, and there were only 28,000 to watch the Patriots play the Packers, so they're hurting. But we got some 54 and 40,000 folks that showed up. Miami 24, Philadelphia 16. Cincinnati remained undefeated, 26-14 victory over the Detroit Lions. Pittsburgh, awesome Pittsburgh, beat what I would consider a very good Washington Redskin team, especially on offense with Calvin Hill and John Riggins in the backfield. They only managed to score one touchdown. They lost to Pittsburgh 27-7. And my team that I picked to go all the way, the Baltimore Colts, lost to the Chicago Bears 25-14. So I'm going to have to make a phone call down there and find out what's wrong with Birdsong. Yeah, they got what I would consider a mediocre team at this particular moment. And Denver beat Dallas, and Dallas remains unwinning. They haven't won a game. I say winless, 13-9, and that might have had something to do with the fact that Cliff Longley punched
Staubach
while you were away. He punched Staubach 10 stitches, and maybe Staubach couldn't see. And for all of you Giants fans again, I know that you're clapping. The Giants 30, the Houston Oilers 14.
And for those of you golf fans, this just in, Dave Stockton has won the 58th PGA Golf Championship from the Congressional Country Club in Bethesda, Maryland.
I want to make one comment, then I want to ask you a question, Darrell and Chris. You also did not read the fact that Jim Plunkett and the 49ers are still undefeated.
Oh, I left that out on purpose because Jim Plunkett left New England, and he was supposed to amount to nothing. And the 49ers were a very weak team last year, and they expected that Jim Plunkett would be playing on a weak team, and they would remain weak. So I'm not going to say a lot about the Patriots making a big mistake in trading Jim Plunkett, but they'll make more mistakes before the season's over.
Oh, yes, they already have. Plunkett was 10 for 21 as he led the 49ers over the Kansas City Chiefs, 21-13. The comment I was going to make, you talked about the attendance being down in Philadelphia. You talked about it being down in Tampa. And you talked about it being down with the Patriots. It was this past weekend. It was also down the weekend that you and I went down to see the Giants play the Patriots. And one of the comments that I thought about, matter of fact, the same thing happened in Buffalo. One of the things I thought about in driving back, because I had a chance to see the Philadelphia Eagles play Pittsburgh. I saw some excerpts from the Buffalo, New Orleans game, and then I saw, watched the game last night on TV with the Patriots against Green Bay. Mm-hmm. One of the things I thought about, I think this is my own opinion now. I think the National Football League made a big mistake in doing whatever they did to squash the World Football League, because people always like to see competition. Is the National Football League better than the World Football League? Just like it was, in the 1960s when the AFL was in operation. I think they only hurt themselves by coming out and doing whatever they did to squelch the World Football League.
I think that could have a lot to do with it, Jim. I also think that the prices that they ask for during exhibition season are ridiculous. They sell these games as exhibition. They say you'll see the rookies play. Who wants to pay $10, $12, $15 to see a bunch of rookies? If they'd call them regular season games and let them all count, I think you'd see a greater attendance. But people just will not shell out $10 or $12.50 to go see an exhibition game a bunch of rookies play, and you don't really know if they're out to win the game or not out to win the game.
Or you're looking at rookies that may or may not be around.
And so what they're doing, what the NFL is doing is experimenting to make a better product during the regular season at the people's expense, and I think the people are tired of it now.
Yeah, the only people that are benefiting from these exhibition games outside of the rookies that are going to be given a shot at a regular position are obviously the owners, because at the prices, like Darrell says, the prices they're charging, they're creating quite a profit for themselves. Incidentally, in that regard, we talked a little bit last week about the price tag for football, both college and pro this year, and it comes to about $81.5 million is being shelled out for rights to professional and college games. And some of these teams are charging $36,000 a minute, $50,000 a minute for a commercial on a preseason contest, and they're getting it. So the one reason maybe for exhibition football, the overriding reason, is the money factor.
Well,
Networks are making it, owners are making it, players are risking injury.
The necks, right?
And the fans, of course, are shelling out the high prices. Of course, some of them don't mind paying because you have $25,000 going out to see a game such as the Patriots and the Packers or what have you. But I feel a lot of fans are starting to...
level in the United States. And I say that it's basically the same thing because I have heard a few athletes that I've played with say they had to take a salary cut when they left the big schools to go to professional football. Now, you went to Syracuse University, which we consider a major college, and you don't have to tell us, run down your financial statement, but was it rewarding going there for 4 years, or did you suffer financially?
Do you want me to be candid?
I'd like honest or candid or whichever.
Let me just say what I feel most colleges do. They do subsidize their athletes, but they do it in a different way, right? Most athletes who go to a college are from low-income backgrounds. So therefore, to go to college, the school or different alumni have to, they'll give them a little job that doesn't really require that much for him to go there. So, for that job that he might be doing, he's going to be rewarded in, might be a car or it might be suits or clothes. Well, it depends on the athlete,
Isn't that against NCAA regulations?
Well, not if he works for it.
He works for a car while he's in college.
Right.
And we have people out here in the real world working, and they cannot afford a car, and yet a guy can go to school for 4 years.
Well, I didn't say a new car now. I said any car, a car.
Just a car.
Right. You should see what I drove.
Was it given to you?
No, it wasn't given to me.
You worked for it, yeah. Right. You carried the football.
When you talk about that, fellas, there's lots of ways of getting around all sorts of regulations. I remember reading, for example, about Ohio State, where somebody said they couldn't give away a car, and Cornelius Green, the talented quarterback, wanted an automobile. So what happened was one of the alumni sold him a Lincoln Continental for $5.
Is that right?
And
for $5?
Some ridiculous
The alumni
sum.
can do anything they want.
Sure.
Right.
Oh, and that's not called subsidizing an athlete, right? That's how you bend the rule a little bit. The Russians come right out and say, hey, we got these people working in this particular area, but the alumni...
But the difference, you're talking about a much bigger difference in money.
A Lincoln Continental is a lot of money.
That's exceptional.
Oh, that's exceptional. All right, hello, you're on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to know if I could give an answer to that question about the DPs in '68.
You looked it up, huh?
Oh, I think I got a shot at it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sure you looked it up. What's the answer?
Is it Cardinal?
What's his first name?
Jose.
Yeah, I think you looked that answer up. I thought I asked a tough one just now. You follow baseball, do you?
Well, a little bit.
All right, do you think the Red Sox will catch the Yankees? Or will they catch the Brewers?
They'll catch the swine flu.
I don't think they get it this year, to be honest with you.
You really don't?
No, I'd like to see him do it, but I just don't think it's in the cards this year. They're having some tough luck.
Well, what do you think in football? I'd like to hear your prediction for a winner in football.
A winner?
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm a big Pats fan from way back.
Good.
One of my football coaches in high school played for the Pats.
Pardon me?
One of my football coaches in high school played for the Pats.
Who's that?
Bobby Capadonna.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Bobby.
yeah, Bobby's fullback.
Yeah.
Good one, too.
It was too bad that Mr. Nance was around the same time. He got stuck in the shadow.
Yeah, it did create a problem.
Yeah. But I still think Pittsburgh might pull it again.
Pittsburgh again, huh? You don't
Yeah.
like the Baltimore Colts?
I don't know.
You don't know. Do
I
you
really
like the
don't know.
Patriots?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you like the Patriots?
Oh, yeah, I love them.
All right, then what are their chances of winning their division?
In the odds, I'd give them 75% chance of pulling it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What, is that going to be a big plane crash or something we don't know about?
No, I got faith, man. What's wrong with you?
You got a lot of faith. 75% chance?
75 to 90. I'm an optimist.
Yeah, well, who's going to quarterback the Patriots?
That I don't know.
Boy, you sure took a big chance at 75% without a quarterback.
Well,
Well, you're 100% correct. It was Jose Cardinal, And you stay on the line to give your name and address to our executive producer. You just want a $2 bill. Thank you for your call.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye. 891-1330. We'll be right back.
Don't blow your cool. When the mercury starts to climb, your automobile's engine runs hotter too. Let Newton Auto Supply at 438 Lexington Street in Auburndale help you maintain an even temperature all summer long. Newton Auto offers antifreeze, Delco and Bridgeport thermostats, sealed power water pumps, and Daco fan belts and radiator hoses. They also stock a host of cooling system chemicals and accessories. If staying cool is not your problem, then stop in at Newton Auto for any of your automotive needs. They have excellent coverage in foreign and domestic car exhaust, featuring Walker muffler and pipes. Or if you don't have hard parts in mind, let them outfit you with any number of automobile polishes and waxes. Newton Auto carries a full line of DuPont and classic car care products, always the best at the right price. They also wish to remind you that machine shop service is available. So if you're in the area, drop into Newton Auto for a helpful tip or worthwhile automotive advice. Keep them in mind next time your Chariot is in need of parts. That's Newton Auto Supply, 438 Lexington Street in Auburndale, or phone 969-1191.
Welsh Travel Consultants, specialists in corporate and business travel, invites all travel coordinators and traffic managers to explore the advantages of having Welsh Travel provide your travel needs. Whether you're a one-man company or a large international company, you may need the services of Welsh Travel. Let us evaluate your present method of obtaining airline tickets, auto rentals, or hotel reservations. At no extra charge, Welsh Travel will provide all those services in a more efficient manner. Call Welsh Travel at 237-5707 for an appointment. That's 237-5707.
Great dining can be found at reasonable prices at the Loft Restaurant, where every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evening, the Loft features its Dinner for Two special. Start your meal with a crock of French onion soup, hot breads, and a fresh salad. For entrees, choose from such items as steak teriyaki, broiled scrod, and veal cordon bleu. All this served with potato and vegetable, and a delicious dessert ending with chocolate mousse. The entire dinner for two is served for only $9.95. Enjoy the garden atmosphere and the great food of the Loft. 2 complete dinners for $9.95. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night at the Loft Restaurant, 144 Moody Street, Waltham.
All right, you're back. The number to call is 891-1330. The Pittsburgh Steelers are building a monster. But we have a phone call. Yes, you're on the air.
Yes, hello, Jim. Welcome back.
What's happening? How you doing?
Pretty good. I'm calling for the listening public here about Darryl. Darryl made a prediction a week ago that the Patriots are going to beat the Packers 35-14.
You said that, Darryl?
Yep.
And he blew it.
I didn't blow it. The Patriots blew it.
We would like a formal apology.
You want to get a formal apology to me? Go to Smithfield, Rhode Island. I didn't play any game.
Hey, Jim, we missed you.
Hey, man, I tell you, it's good to be back. I went down to Pennsylvania and worked my Paducah off, man.
You did? Your Paducah?
My Paducah. You know what that is, right?
I know what that is. The show missed you.
I tell you, well, thank you. I tell you, while I was there, I had a chance. I talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers a little bit. And while I was there, I saw Pittsburgh's play against Philadelphia. Pittsburgh now has Bobby Barber as a defensive lineman, defensive end, and they have a runner by the name of Jack Delaplane. They call him Hydroplane Delaplane. And I tell you, Hydroplane Delaplane. And the guy ran 89 yards in the game and scored the second touchdown as they beat Philadelphia 14-7. And what's happening is Pittsburgh, they did a hell of a job last year, but now they're building backup people to what they already have. And I tell you, they're going to be tough. They're really going to be tough.
Pittsburgh? Yeah, I was watching the game the other night, and they don't really need Franco anymore.
Well, yes, they need Franco because Delaplane's he's a young kid.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to learn. He's a good fullback. I'm surprised at what's happening. They only had a couple good fullbacks in the league. And the name escapes me. The fullback from Oakland.
What about
Marv Hubbard? Right, he was a good fullback.
What about Nottingham?
Nottingham, a little bowling ball.
And Newhouse.
Newhouse is running second string.
Newhouse is more of a halfback, type runner. But you have a couple guys coming into the league. You have Franco is the best, as far as I'm concerned. Franco is the best fullback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You have Sam Cunningham, who's a tight second. Okay, and then you have a guy like Jack Delaplane. There are some other guys coming along. I'm kind of surprised because you don't have that many. There aren't that many good fullbacks or good running backs in the league. Buffalo's going to be in trouble as they lost New Orleans Friday night.
Well, they lost O.J.
Oh, I'll tell you, without O.J., they traded away the wide receivers. Now they've got...
they traded away the fans, really.
They sure did. I'll tell you, the fan participation was down about 25,000.
Yeah.
25 to 27,000.
Hey, Joe, after seeing the Patriots, what do you think they're going to do?
Well, after seeing the Patriots, I tell you, well, I predicted earlier before the season even started, and Darryl was contrary to me. I said they're going to win no more than 4 games this season. Darryl thinks it's going to be 9-5.
Well, Darryl made a prediction about 35-14.
So you better listen to me, right?
You'd be surprised how right I'll be during regular season.
Take it easy. Good luck.
I just feel that the Patriots, they've got a lot to overcome. They've got a couple key people in Julius Adams, Cunningham, and Vataha. Last night, Vataha made a super catch. I can't understand why you have he's a little guy, and he gets a lot of criticism because of his size, but he does contribute to the Patriots, and he will help them win.
Yeah.
They have about 2 or 3 or 4 different people that are going to be, that can really, they're going to be assets to the team and help them win. And you've got so many other things to overcome. You need a quarterback. You need a coach. Let me say this: you need a professional coach.
A coach,
right? Okay, that's my opinion now. Okay,
for sure.
Are you knocking Fairbanks?
Well, see, the reason I feel about Fairbanks as I do is because I still feel he's coaching out at Oklahoma. He's now a professional coach, and he's got to start. He's got a lot to learn to catch up.
Still coach at college.
Right. That's the way he's treating his ball players. Now I'm not talking about any one particular individual that's told me this. That's just what I feel.
Yeah.
You have he's got a lot to learn as far as being able to compete with the Shulas and the coach of Washington and the 49ers, that type of thing. Matter of fact, were you surprised that the 49ers won?
No, I figured with the acquisition of Plunkett that they would do pretty good.
I had one question because earlier in the show when we first started this program, I told people that Plunkett is a great quarterback, and there's only one person in the listening audience that agree with me, and all that's going to be turned around is not you, but the listening audience, excuse me, and the fans are going to see this coming year.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, football fan.
Yeah.
Look here, I got a question.
I followed you.
Yeah,
I followed you all your life.
You had great taste, too, believe me.
I know it.
This really happened in a football game. This is our mind-boggling question.
Uh-huh.
A placement for a field goal. The ball was kicked. The bladder came out, went across the goal post, but the skin stayed on the field. Was the field goal good?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
the
what? The bladder went across. Something split the goal post.
Yeah, it could have been a lot of things splitting the goal post. I will not.
Do I win?
I will not tell you whether you're right or wrong. You think about that, though, all right?
Well, you answer it for me.
No, I will give it away then. You think about it.
You answer before the show's over.
Well, is my answer's not correct then, right?
Right, your answer's not correct.
Uh-huh.
All right, thanks for your call.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Welcome back, John.
Thank you, my man.
All right.
Who was the last first baseman to hit 4 home runs in one game? 891-1330, the last first baseman to hit 4 home runs in one game.
Sam's Outlet, located at 487 Moody Street, Waltham, and 107 East Berkeley Street, Boston, is a unique shopping experience. Sam's is a very different Army and Navy store. Sam's Outlet carries the finest and pre-washed garments, such as landlubber halter jumpsuits, short-sleeve jumpsuits, and a tremendous variety of stylish jeans. Also, Sam's has the landlubber dress coat, both long and short-sleeved. Sam's Outlet carries a huge inventory of Wrangler products, such as jackets, flares, straights, lightweights, heavyweights, in both pre-washed and regular denim. Just arrived for immediate selling are Wrangler flared corduroys in many colors at only $10.99. For the sportsmen, Sam's has camping equipment, such as Eastern backpacks, sleeping bags, Converse sneakers, and the internationally famous Spec track, tennis, and basketball sneakers. Sam's Outlet has clothes for the hard hat, too, specializing in brand names like Carhartt and Carter's. The feature of the week is a 100% polyester double knit tennis jacket for only $5 if you mention Jim or Daryl's name. It's a $15 value for only $5, but you must say the secret words, Jim or Daryl. When on Moody Street, visit Sam's Outlet and meet Ron the Rascal, Dynamite Dawn, and Jovial George. Remember, Sam's Outlet, an Army and Navy boutique.
And now a message from Nautilus in Newton. Wouldn't you like to increase your athletic ability and at the same time enhance your physical appearance? Do it quickly and efficiently with Nautilus equipment. Nautilus training takes just 30 to 40 minutes a workout and increases strength, flexibility, and cardiovascular endurance. Nautilus uses full-range rotary motion with variable resistance to build your natural strength curves, and these gains are easily applied to any athletic activity. Nautilus has an intense summer program for serious athletes now underway. Come down and give Nautilus a try. You receive a free trial workout that will make you a believer in the Nautilus way to better physical fitness. That's Nautilus in Newton, 160 Charlemont Street, near Route 9 and just off Route 128, at exit 56E, Needham Street. The phone number is 965-0380. Call for more information.
And this is your Sports IQ. The number to call, 891-1330.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Do you know how many days it is till Christmas?
120.
You're off by 11 days. 131 days. They are bringing out the trees and everything in Chicago already.
Is that right? Well, you know, when I celebrated Christmas in Richmond, Virginia, and he never showed up in my neighborhood. I'd always hear this big gun blast go off on Christmas Eve. And they
chase him out, right?
No, they said, oh, Santa Claus just committed suicide. So I had to deal with, hello, you're on the radio. You're laughing.
Yeah.
Well, stop laughing and talk to us. Santa Claus really did commit suicide whenever he came into the ghettos. Never had enough guts. What's happening?
Oh, nothing much. I gave up on the Red Sox.
You did?
I'm afraid so.
Zimmer did too.
Pardon?
Zimmer gave up on the Red Sox too.
He's
hired himself a specialist.
Well, I hope he does. I thought I had hopes for him that he was going to do something.
Well, he is. He's coaching the Red Sox exactly the same way that Darryl Johnson coached the Red Sox.
Well, that's no good then. They're in a stalemate.
Basically. What can we do for you?
In answer to your question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think was it a Boston player?
I can't give you any hints.
Okay, Dick Stewart.
No.
No. Oh.
When did he hit his?
God, I forget.
How many did he hit then?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just took a stab, but I thought he did.
Should have been 4, because that was my question. 4 home runs in one game.
Oh.
A first baseman, the last first baseman.
Well, that's why I figured it was Dick Stewart.
No, that's not the answer that I have.
Sorry then.
All right, that's all right. Keep trying. Have a nice Christmas.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. You're next on the radio. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
There's 131 days left.
I'd like to try that question.
Okay.
Joe Adcock?
Who is this?
What do you mean, who's this?
You don't know.
Is that you again?
Who again?
Never mind. Joe Adcock is wrong.
It's wrong.
Yes, that's right. It's wrong. You sound surprised.
Really flustered him. Really got him.
Got you that time.
I'm always surprised when I'm wrong.
Huh?
I'm always surprised when I'm
No,
wrong.
You're very often surprised, mister.
I'm not going to joke around with you any longer. You're right. It was Joe Adcock.
Really?
Really, it was. And you knew that it was. You have the same book, don't you?
I don't have any book because it wouldn't be any fun that way if I did.
That's true. Well, you're 100% correct, and I don't think we need your name again.
Okay.
If I recognize the voice. This is your last time for tonight, though.
All righty.
Any sports you'd like to talk about?
Anything you'd like to talk about?
Nothing. You just won, and I'm angry.
Let me ask you this. Are you disappointed that I answer these questions?
No, I'm not.
No,
We're very happy.
Well?
You do realize, though, that we have a little kitty, that, if the winners want to donate their money to this kitty, we're going to give it to a youth organization that we find deserving. If you would like to participate, yes.
Of course I'd like to participate.
All right, if you'd like to participate, then we'll put you on the list as donating your winnings today or just the one right here.
Pardon me? Now repeat that again.
Just this particular question, you're donating, correct?
Sure.
All righty. And we appreciate that. Now, I'll mention your name on the radio.
Okay, why not? Sure.
All right, thank you very much for your call.
Okay. Then.
All right, bye-bye.
Incidentally, if anybody in our listening audience knows of youth organizations that would be interested or would qualify...
Can I qualify for that?
Highly improbable.
Oh, right.
But any youth organizations that are interested in benefiting from our kitty, feel free to drop us a line at your Sports IQ, Box 181, Brighton, Mass., or give us a call here at the station. And I believe we have another phone call. Hello, you're on the air.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
How's it going, Jim?
How you doing?
Pretty good.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
One fast question.
Mm-hmm.
Did Dallas play over their head last year, and are they settling back this year?
No, they did not. Last year they started the preseason as 2-4. Okay, they're coming back. I think they might have a few internal. This is my own opinion now. They may have a few internal problems when you have two quarterbacks going after each other. That kind of signifies might be something going on. Okay, something going wrong. But last year they were 2-4, and at this point, at this stage in the game, Clint Longley is a little upset and a little dissatisfied with the fact that they're not winning preseason games. Okay, right now they're 0-3. But, last year they turned it around and went to the Super Bowl.
And Longley is also gone, and a fellow that Darrell and Jim are familiar with is going to be backing up Roger Staubach. Danny White, who was with Arizona State at one time, total offense leader, and a hell of a punter, and they think Roger Staubach thinks very highly of Danny White as a quarterback of the future.
Played in the WFL, too.
Hello, you still there?
Yes.
You want to hear a funny story about the Dallas Cowboys? I don't know how funny it'll be, but in 1971, I believe it was, Carl Garrett was traded to the Dallas Cowboys for Dwayne Thomas. And Dwayne Thomas at that time was considered a troublemaker for the Dallas Cowboys, and Carl Garrett was considered a troublemaker for the New England Patriots, so this trade was consummated. 5 days later, the Cowboys traded Carl Garrett back. I should say, they traded Dwayne Thomas. The Patriots traded Dwayne Thomas back and asked for Carl Garrett because they really found out what a troublemaker was. And Dwayne is down in Dallas again, and I don't think he's causing the dissension down there this time.
Well, I thought it was funny. I was saying to my wife the other day, here's Roger Staubach, the so-called All-American boy, in the same camp with Dwayne Thomas. And if you got a report without any names that someone was in a fist fight, immediately we would all jump to our conclusions and say it was Dwayne Thomas. But who has it turned out to be? Roger Staubach.
All-American from Annapolis.
And that's, I think, a weakness of ourselves, but also of the press.
Yeah, but Roger said that he was hit from behind, and I have yet to figure out how you could get your eye busted when somebody hits you from behind.
No, what he said, he was pulling his shoulder pads over his head when Longley hit him.
Then the shoulder pads should have protected his eyes then.
But he hit, and then he fell and hit his head. That's what I read.
Actually, it's all academic at this point.
Right.
And the Cowboys will have a good year this year. But the Giants are on their way. They look pretty good.
Darrell?
Yes.
Are there any questions that I can add maybe $50 to the kitty?
$50?
I'll give you a quick one. How far? This is not a sports
Make it
question.
fast.
It's a very quick one. How far does the average male move in an hour?
If I'm the average male,
yeah,
I move it at a snail's pace. So.
Okay, very quickly I'll give you this. It's 23 inches.
23 inches?
That's how far the average male moves.
Well, goes to show you how slow the male is.
Well, I'm an average male then.
All right, thanks for your call.
Good night.
Thank you.
Listen tomorrow. You've been listening to your Sports IQ with Jim Nance, Chris Haynes, Darrell Johnson, executive producer Lynn Shomley. Tune in tomorrow 6:05 to 7 for your Sports IQ. Have a good night.
This is WHET, 1330 AM in Waltham, Massachusetts.